Satsang-37. Concentrate on one's real nature. 6th December 1934. Morning Satsang. You are the self, the dweller in all bodies. We are the self in all bodies, the reality in all bodies. You're in all bodies without actually entering into them. The self is the sense of presence and beingness that dwells in all bodies and is eternally free. One who meditates upon the self in this way understands I am the omnipresent God. Even the three mythological gods, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, do not disobey the orders of one who properly understands that I am Param Atman. The animate and inanimate things obey the orders of the one who recognizes oneself as the Almighty Lord Ishvara. When one realizes that this beingness or presence is myself, they become full of power. Now, I will tell you about the 5 spiritual powers. If one meditates upon the self, that which controls the creation and dissolution of the universe, his mind becomes pure. This is called the power of the knowledge of all the 3 times. The one who is merged into Atman in this way does not suffer from cold and heat, is not disturbed by happiness or sorrow, or pleasure and pain. This is called the power of being without duality. Now I will tell you about the power of blockage. When one realizes that all the things in the world are all his forms, he can ride upon the wind, walk on waters, come and go at will, and the flames of fire do not touch him. For one who is enchanted and seduced by objective things, after attaining these powers, these cities, his pride only increases, and he falls into duality and suffers loss. Now listen about the power of recognition. One who is meditating on God and knows that I am the all-witnessing Param Atman gets the power of recognizing what is in other people's minds. Such a one comes to know the thoughts and proposals in the minds of others and can pierce into one's mind. This is called the Aparasiddhi. One who knows his true self obtains the power called Vijaya Siddhi. The one who worships the self according to the yogic concentration gets all of these powers. Those who worship Atman according to the instruction given obtain all the siddhis according to faith. I will tell you this in another way. If one who is desireless keeps a wakeful watch on his intellect and conquers his mind, he obtains all of these powers. This is the main principle that I have told you. Yet, if a man leaves all other paths and worships Atman alone, he does not give any value to these spiritual powers. Such a one devotes himself only to Atman because of his real love, and meditates on Atman, yearns only for the self, and has no desire for anything else except an intimate abidance in the self. Nevertheless, all the spiritual powers are at his bidding, yet those with the Master, pure of heart, do not use these powers. One who has attained self-realization becomes very pure and is very strong, and never resorts to using siddhis. One who worships Atman without keeping in mind any other motive attains holiness. But if one is caught in these powers when they happen to be in his command, and wishes that he should gain fame and righteous dignity due to them, he again recedes to the state of an individual, a jiva. One who is Atman does not need siddhis. There is a story that illustrates this principle quite well. Once a man was going to Kashi as a pilgrim. On his way, he stopped at the house of a prostitute. He was rich, but he spent all his money on that prostitute, and even though he became poor, he did not leave that place. Eventually, that prostitute left him. He lamented his loss for the rest of his life. He was lost, and he could not even go to Kashi any longer. Spiritual powers are like this. They hinder the attainment of reality. They throw you again into the realm of illusion. Don't give them any respect or interest. These powers are a hindrance to your reaching abidance in Atman. Do not be deluded by them. You will only lose that which you have gained. I am purposely giving you this useful instruction. Be particular in remembering this. These spiritual powers appear exactly at the time of your reaching and realizing truth, and they deceive devotees. These are but another diversion in the shape of pleasure and are false power. You feel very good when you enjoy this pleasure. One who keeps on taking pleasures offered to them becomes estranged from the self. Illusion knows very well where the aspirant will be trapped. Pride about youth, about being educated, about riches or art. These are all the mischief of the game of illusion, aimed at turning one away from the correct path and putting into the chains of birth and death. Be on guard. There is a story about a poor man. He worked hard as a construction laborer, could save the sum of 20 paise, or 1/5 of a rupee. He was very puffed up by the saving of that little sum of 1/5 of a rupee. And then it happened that he was arrested by the police, and in court he was fined the amount of 1/5 of a rupee. To hear that sentence given to him was such a blow, he was speechless. His pride was gone as soon as that sum was taken away. In a similar way, you have some pride that you are earning something or gaining something. Give up that pride. Give up the habit of being puffed up. Pride must surely be given up. That laborer only got the sum of 1/5 of a rupee, but even that proved bad for him. I have told you this so that you will come to know the cause of your being deceived. Don't become deceived by powers.